What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Subnautica. My name is Splattercat, and I'm happy to have you here today as we hang out for a little while with our fabricator and tell falsehoods of the worst kind. No, today we're going to make the Cyclops, I think. I'm pretty sure the Cyclops is going to be today. If it's not today, it'll be embarrassing after having made that proclamation, but at the same time, really hoping we can hold down the fort today. So we had some material gathering in between episodes. It takes a lot to make glass. Wow, that was not expected. I gathered like a ton of quartz, and unfortunately it looks like it might not actually. There we go, there's another one right there. Since it takes 3 quartz right now, all of that quartz shall be used to make glass. And so you thought there was going to be a fart joke right there, quartz and the farts. Yeah, it wasn't going to happen. Wasn't going to happen. I saw everybody leaning. Everybody was leaning in their seats towards that joke, and I was like, I don't know if it's that time of day right now. You will notice that our status is better. That's because I swam into a radiation zone and killed myself on accident in between episodes. But that's cool because we only had like 1% health anyways. So honestly, given the fact we're not playing on hardcore, it's probably far more efficient just to like go into the radiation zone and die of sizzling flesh than it is to, or I guess particle transfer, particles going through you and all that fun stuff. I don't remember if it's alpha particles or beta particles that are bad. I don't know. One of them, it's really bad. I had to do that in my first chemistry class, as I recall. We had to calculate alpha, beta, and maybe gamma. I don't know. Gamma particles, maybe something. The Hulk. I don't know. We did something like that. I remember it because I got it wrong. That's what I remember most distinctly. It was something that like I went into the test feeling hella confident about it. Like I didn't think it was that hard. And then I missed some minutia while I was working on it and actually screwed it up. And then I got the whole entire section wrong because I missed like a decimal point somewhere or something like that. I don't recall exactly, but I remember it was heartbreaking because mostly I had it. It was just like I missed a thing very early on and just screwed up the equation for the remainder of the test. I was like, well, damn it. That's what happens when like the front end of an entire test is the same question. I had that happen in my geophysics class too, where, no joke, I think the equation that I used in order to solve a question on our final was 2 pages, I guess, all in all. Like there was 3 pages for the equation, and then you would fill in the empty spots with the information that you needed. The equation was absolutely, it was for the triangulation of a moving landmass given the presence of like polar north or something. It was the most absurd, you don't even want to know. You don't even want to know. It was the most absurd math question I've ever done in my entire life. Like, it was one of those things where I think the teacher just wanted to see if we would actually do the entire equation. Like, he just wanted to figure out if we would actually sit there for an hour and a half trying to solve this damn thing. And so he made it our final, and I was like, oh my god, are you kidding me right now? Some college teachers. But yeah, as I recall, it was for the triangulation, so it was how there's continental drift, and it was how continents drift and interact with one another. And we had to figure out, given the fact that there was a continent moving in this direction at this year, and then it gave like different shifts in the direction that it was moving over the course of like the next couple thousand, it was a mess. It was an absolute mess. It was a horrible problem. I got the answer super wrong, but he gave me most of it because I got the entire equation right, so whatever. By the time you get done, like that's the thing, is by the time you get done with an equation that runs the range of like front and back and then front of 2 pages, that's just the equation. You fill it in, you're gonna mess something up with a typo eventually. It's gonna happen. Like the equation is just so long that there's no way you're getting out of that bees without messing something up. It's gonna happen either way. Let's get some enameled glass, although I don't recall how much of this I needed. I think I needed like some, but not like a ton. Was it like 4? Maybe it was 4. I have 4 enamels, so I'm leaning towards the fact that it must have been 4. And so there's our enameled glass right there. Hell yeah, just in case you wanted some glass with dentition. Some glass with some bite. It's like the Barks root beer. Delicious Barks root beer, which is the superior root beer. Actually, I killed Barks root beer. I can't drink it anymore. It's not because Barks root beer is bad. It's because I had too much Barks root beer. Like, that's the only drink that I had in my house for like a year and a half because I was obsessed with it. And then I just drank too much. And at that point, I was like, well, I can never have Barks root beer again. It tastes funny. I did the same thing when I had... Yeah, I did the same thing with Cherry Coke. I just had too much of it. I enjoyed it too much. No, do not get pushed out to sea. Do not even do it right now. There we go. Let me climb on this time. So maybe the secret was that I just needed... So we had a plasteel... Oh, we needed 5 enameled glasses. Well, that sucks. That means we got to go back out into the field over there. We got to get ourselves another tooth. I thought we had enough, but... Oh well, off to get another tooth, I guess. It should be right over here, as I recall. And then I think the thing that I'd like to get done in this episode as well, given the fact that our pod actually launched up into the air and relocated itself, it leaves us in a weird position where, unfortunately, our base is no longer near any of our navigation zones. Like, I used to use our little pod as a navigation icon to figure out where the hell I was going. Now, I can't do that anymore, simply based on the fact that it's moved around, and so all of my navigation is screwed up from here on out. So I may actually just finish the base off over here, and then make a beacon, and then do some other stuff, but for right now, let's not worry about it. I'm gonna wait until we find one of these little guys. Let me chop some grass here. My game also didn't save. I don't know what went wrong. I can't explain it to all of you, but the knife that we broke in the previous episode is back. And, like, it's... Oh, I didn't want to drop those. I wanted to eat those. Sorry. I've been playing other games with other inventory systems, and it's messing me up now. It's getting all up inside my head. So, anyways, let's find ourselves a stalker down and in here. Not typically something someone aspires to, but in this case, I think it will benefit us. We need to find him and take his teeth out. Give him a little bit of underwater dentistry, which is kind of like backwoods dentistry. But, ooh, bubbles? Yes, please. I will have some bubbles. Put the bubbles on my body. Give me all of your oxygen. Mmm, delicious purple. Oh, no! Get off of me. No, sucky thing. Go away. Oh, I hate those things so much. They're all over the place, too. Can I loot it? It looks like it can't be picked up right now. But I guess I'll fiddle with it later. That's like always my solution to everything. I'll mess with it later. It'll be fine. Where do the stalkers go? They're all gone. Very odd situation for me. Hey, give me some bubbles real fast. That's right. Expel your flatus that I might use them as an oxygen source. There we go. Stalkers, where are you? Stalkers! Around here anywhere? There's one. But you're a stalker without metal, aren't you? Oh no, there's metal right there. Okay. So now we just gotta keep an eye on him. Well, I gotta go back up to the surface because we need air, and there's no way this experiment's gonna end in time if I don't go get air. Obviously, gotta breathe every now and again. That's a major, major part of life. If you ain't breathing, you probably ain't living for too much longer. Where'd they go? There he is. So he had metal a second ago. I saw him with it. Where'd he go? I am so tired of fiddling around with stalkers. I could tell you that 100%. Like, I am done with stalkers. Don't even care anymore. Grab a scrap metal. And then what I wanted to do is we'll just give it to him since he's too damn stupid to find it on his own. So we'll go right there. There we go. No. You get that. Damn it. Those things are kind of cheese mode because there's not really much you could do about them. Like, is it just me? Like, they just follow you around like little seeker missiles. Why aren't they biting anybody else around here? Doesn't seem right. And they're still following me right now. Yeah, can you even escape from them? Is it even possible? Or they just like follow you forever? Looks like they follow you forever. Oh, you can knife them. Okay, well then forget all that other shenaniganry. I'm not gonna shake them off me anymore. No more. Shake it off. Shake it off. None of that right now. We'll just stab the shit out of him every time we see him. So there it is. Problem solved. Hey, guy. You want some metal? Okay, so he took the metal. There's the tooth that we needed. Please don't bite me right now. I gave you metal. We're friends. I gave you metal. I gave you Chugga Chugga. I gave you all. I gave you Norther. I gave you Kalma. I gave you Children of Bodom. I gave you everything, and this is how you betray me? Stalker Y. Stalker Y. Alright, well, let's go up here. And now that we've got the one tooth that I apparently neglected over the course of this entire underwater adventure, let's go back to base. Yeah, you guys are regretting that uncut thing now, aren't you? You're like, I want to go to Splattercat's channel. He does everything uncut until he forgets something important that he needs and wastes 10 minutes of an episode on it. There we go. We fed him metal, though. We got the tooth. It's funny how, like, you get used to... See, all of my complaints about those bloodsucky things, they were all denied, too, because... Like, once you realize you can just stab him in the face, it's not so bad anymore. Everything gets better when you can just stab it in the face. One more enamel glass, and then we needed an advanced wiring kit. What does that entail? 2 gold and a computer chip. I know I have this. I was a gold fiend over the course of the last couple episodes. So we needed a computer chip, which I think requires... Let me look. It's been a while. I think it's copper and silicon, maybe? Computer chip, where are you at? Silver ore, quartz, opal gem. Oh, well, that was different than I expected. Alright. Well, this stuff should be around here somewhere. So let's grab the silver up and out of the chest if it'll ever open up for me. We've got silver in here somewhere. We needed diamond in there. Let me put some of the crash meal in there. We'll worry about that in just a moment. Now that we can make a welder, we can build our base. That was one of the big reasons I was holding off of it. And so now we needed quartz, which I think I used up the last of my quartz. Yeah, I did. I used up the last of my quartz, and then the other thing that we needed was... Let me make sure here. Opals, right. Well, the opals aren't too bad. I'm stuck right now. There we go. Stuck in the middle of a ladder. I think the opal... Yeah, there's some opal right there. So we'll grab... Yeah? That's right, I got a chops you. Sorry about that, nature. Alright, so the 2 opals is... There we go. And then a quartz crystal should be forthcoming. They're always around here somewhere. And unfortunately, I hear a crash down there trying to destroy me. A crash dummy coming up in my business, trying to wreck up my beautiful underwater face. Actually, we never see the character's face, so there's no way for me to know if we're beautiful. We might have like some Quasimodo thing going on. But it's what's on the inside that counts, or so my mom keeps telling me. Let's see her. Mom! Obviously, she wouldn't. I don't want to go that way. There's radiation. Radiation is unfortunate. We're getting to the point where, like, everything around this area has been completely and totally fished out. Like, I have no quartz, I have no salt left. I have to go super far in, like, other directions in order to get any of that stuff. I wish that it respawned, maybe. Not, like, quickly, but maybe a little bit, because I feel like I'm really sort of, not deforesting, but de-oceaning. What the hell is the... There's gotta be quartz around here somewhere, damn it. Those things right there, none of your diarrhea gas is going to hit me today. I say that it's diarrhea gas because it looks like a solid mass underwater that's dissolving. And that might be immature of me, but I never seen a fart underwater that looked like that. Never seen a fart underwater that looked like that. Basically, it's an underwater skunk. And if you swim into its, like, ridiculous fog, it hurts you. Our health is already down at 35, man, and I just killed myself to get my health back up to full. Who would have thought? And I just committed to suicide. All the way back we go. Reload this thing with our last battery, which reminds me I should probably get on that. Probably grab, like, yeah, a couple of you guys while I'm on my way back. And that should be all that we need. That copper and that lovely, lovely acid that we have extracted from these little anemones. So inside of here, I know you got that computer chip for me. Let's get it! So the computer chip's down. What we now require is the rest of the advanced wiring thing, which takes gold, but I think I have gold in my little stash over on this side. I should have grabbed it on the way by because we swam right by it, but I am a creature of inefficiency. That's the one thing you always have to remember, is that I will never do anything the proper right way on the first try. I will always screw it up at least 8 or 9 times the first time around, and then after that, I'll fix it. So there's a little bit of gold that we can use. Got some silver back up in there. I think we're pretty good on metals. I don't think we'll need to splurge too much on any of that stuff from here on out. They absolutely increased the requirements. I'll tell you that much. The requirements to make the Cyclops are a lot worse than they used to be. It used to just be like a buttload of metal. You would just load it all into your butt. You would come back by, and once it was full, you'd be like, hey, I know that I have enough for the Cyclops right now. Now, you've actually got to go out there and get some of those rare goodies and bring them on back. It's weird. I heard that there was supposed to be bad things down in that cave that we explored in the previous episode. I don't know if that's true or not. I need my constructor, and it's over here. There it is. It's on top of this little mesa thingy. I don't know, this little coral pile. These things get built in a number of different ways. Typically, they're built on the backs of dead coral. That's pretty much what these mountains are, is you just have coral that build on top of each other over and over and over and over again until the mass is enormous. Generally going to make the park ranger really, really upset if you stand on top of one of these, though. Don't do that. Oh, the plasteel. I forgot the plasteel. That's what I needed. I knew there was something that, like... I know we have everything, but I was very skeptical that I actually had it in my inventory right now. The plasteel! Let's put it in our inventory. I like plasteel. For some reason, plasteel does not sound that awesome to me. It sounds like it is way, way less awesome than steel, but maybe that's just 20 years of video games telling me that steel armor is the shit and it's everything that I want in life. I don't know. Let's go, all of you. Yeah, that's a titanium ingot. Am I missing one? Did I just forget to make one? That's weird. Okay, well I have the stuff right there, so shouldn't be too bad. Alright, another plasteel ingot, and out we go. This should be it. Once we build the Cyclops, after that what we want to turn our attention directly to is the creation of our lovely sea base, which I've been excited about building. That's actually, I've been more excited about the sea base than anything else, and it has been torture having to put it off for several episodes while we went and got other stuff done and tried to figure out where the hell those crashes are that give us the thing that we want. Go forth and build my Cyclops. Oh, there it is. It's so sexy right now. They materialize that thing pretty quickly. They are efficient little robots. Whoever designed those, kudos to you, sir. Like, sure, don't attribute the work to the robot. We're just the slave robots over here doing all the work. Give it to the guy that invented us. You know how that goes. I feel like the splash would be a lot bigger on that thing when it went down. So the next thing is that what I would prefer to do, let's take a look at our inventory right now. We're looking pretty solid. I think we should probably get around to cooking ourselves some dinner at one point or another, or maybe just going out and finding some kelp and just dissecting the hell out of that, because that'll make our lives easier. But I think it is a need that needs to be serviced, and I don't want to get people too husky and too foaming at the mouth talking about servicing and all that kind of stuff. But come here, Creepvine. You are mine now, Creepvine. You shall join my inventory, and I shall turn you into delicious dinner. I had sushi the other night. I went and got California rolls, and I had chicken katsu, as I recall. The katsu was a little flavorless. Slightly disappointed about the chicken katsu, but the sushi was good. I kind of wish I had gone for something a little bit more adventurous, because I'm not a giant crab fan, and their California roll had avocado and crab in it. But I'm not a big crab fan, but I figure every 2 or 3 years, like crab is one of those odd things, like crab and lobster are two things that people keep telling me I should like. Like when people go out to dinner, they always go out and get like, you know, expensive lobster and crab dinners. That's what people do, like for celebrations and like anniversaries and stuff like that. And so people keep telling me I'm supposed to enjoy it, but I never do. Every single time I order it, I feel like I should have just got the steak. I don't know, maybe I just don't have a crab thing like everybody else. Lobster's just like a giant mud bug, so I don't really care about that either. Oh, are we beached already? So we need to turn to the left. I may have deployed this in a bad place. I don't remember exactly where you get in from. I think it was down here in the bottom somewhere. Does this thing even have fuel anymore? Does this thing have fuel now, or am I going through the top? It's been a while. You'll have to forgive me. You will have to forget. It's obviously not through that panel. Maybe right here? There we go. Welcome aboard indeed, scary robot friend. Alright, so what I need is just to pilot you over in this way. So it's space and C for vertical. I had forgotten about that, so it's a good thing that it reminded me. And what we need to do right now... Oh, it does. It has fuel now. So how do we refuel this bad mamma jamma? Probably just with more power cells. Wow, this thing runs out of gas quick. There's something to be said about the fuel efficiency of this thing. 3% down already? Yikes. They may need to take a look at that. I mean, can't we just make it solar powered or something? We're gonna have to put fuel cells in this thing. Maybe it recharges on its own. There we go. That's what I was looking for. And so now that we're back at our sea base, this gives us an opportunity to just sort of function right here. I need to get the builder out and determine what it is we're gonna be working on. Let's have a look throughout the rest of the ship, because I think they probably, this right here is probably where you put fuel. Maybe. No, it's not highlighting. It takes power cells. So we probably don't want to pilot this very often, because if and we do, it makes me think, does the power go on, like go down even when I'm not using it? Does it just sit here and drain nonstop? Because that would suck to like a ridiculous extent. Like, I understand we have like lights running and everything like that. I get it from a realism perspective, but from a, I don't think it does. I think it would have gone down already if it did. So we got the Cyclops over here. That seems like a very, very real like hand hazard. Like, I'm the kind of person that leans on stuff and doesn't pay attention, gets my clothes caught in things and just acts like an idiot. You know when they'll put those really, really obvious signs around that are like, do not lick the escalator? That sign is for me. So let's leave this thing right here, and we need to figure out, so we have a corridor. See, there's a bunch of stuff right here, but there's nothing that actually looks like... There's nothing that looks like a room, which is really what's worrying me. So we got a reinforcement. Ah, you little shit. Get off me. Okay, so where is the room thing that we can build? So we've got a hatch needed to enter the base. That's perfectly fine, whatever. So that's a left corridor. And it looks like that should feed into a room, right? That's what it looks like to me. So rather than... A T corridor is kind of like, how big is this right here? It looks like I can occupy it fairly well, but can we build anything inside of it? Looks too small to actually have anything inside of it. Like with a corridor, That looks large enough to have like a locker or something going on. Maybe. Still doesn't look like a wall though. It looks like a thing that connects other things. So with the windows, everything else though doesn't look quite right. The foundations, I don't think those would count. I don't think those are what we're trying to do right now. I don't know. I'll investigate later. We don't even have the materials to do it right now. So that's kind of like a non-issue. What we should work on is the outfitting of this thing right here with fabricators and other goodies. So let's get up in here and let's start to get some of those basic things arrayed that I need. So if we were to have a fabricator, it just requires titanium. That's not much. That's actually pretty easy to gather, except that I didn't bring any stuff with me. So I may have to jaunt on out for a moment and see if perhaps... I was going to say, it sounded like there was something trying to bite me right now. Anytime the water hisses at me, I know that something's gone markedly wrong. We've got... I'm having trouble seeing right now. There's no metal or anything around that I can see. So we'll just go back to base. What I'm going to do is I'm going to loot out my chest. Now that we've got... This raises a question right now as to what I want to do with my storage crates and my constructors too. That's going to be the other half of the equation here. I should probably move them all to my Cyclops, or at least to my sea base. Yeah, let's do that. Let's get all this stuff out of here real fast. And having grabbed the titanium out of there, we'll head on back. And I think this is a really, really decent spot for me to break off the episode. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here as we reconstruct our Cyclops again. I have a good feeling about future episodes. Like, I'm really, really stoked about where all of this is going. I think that we're finally going to get some deep ocean exploration done. We might be able to go over and check out the Aurora pretty soon, but I want to build the base first. We'll work on getting our lead suit done after that, because obviously I think that's going to be a very, very real concern. And so I will see you all later. Hi-do, everybody.